Now we're talking about 5 steps in developing your faith to win. 5 steps in developing your faith to win where? Right here on earth. The first step is considered to be, what is the meaning of faith? Why is faith necessary? How is faith received? What faith will accomplish? And how to work the work of faith. Now, really, in order to understand this kind of topic, we're going to have to deal with the meaning first. But in dealing with the meaning, I always found out that the second part of what we're going to be discussing is actually found in the first part. So let's turn our Bibles really quickly over to Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. I'm talking about the 5 steps in developing your faith to win. It states, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Not seen. I really want us to focus on this, that terminology of now, N-O-W. It's really important to define now because it really gives you the understanding of how faith actually operates in this certain timage. Now is actually defined as a present tense word. For example, if I say, when are you going to the store? And you say, well, I'm going to the store now. When? Present. So now symbolizes something that's being done right now. Oftentimes I find out that this is an issue when it comes to believers or individuals that actually call themselves believers. They may say they want their healing, but when should they want their healing? And that is right now. When should a person wants to receive their salvation? It should be right now. I really do believe that if the church can get into a mind frame of acting right now, they will see certain things moved in their life. But for the vast majority of time, I believe that the church have gotten faith and sometimes mixed up. There is a big difference between now and sometimes. If an individual goes through life and saying that I will get my deliverance sometime, another, sometime, whether it's sometime, today, next week, then they will never get it. Because sometime for you may never come. You have to live this life as if you are winning right now. You cannot think that you're going to win sometime down the road, or when I get this here taken care of, or when I get that taken care of, or when it seems like there is enough money that I have in my pocket right now when a situation can move. You have to move right now. Oftentimes, that's how many individuals miss out on the blessings of Father God. The blessings is already here, but you have to move in it right now. So if an individual is sick, depressed, anxiety, worrying, or any type of situation that is causing them to miss out on what Father God has said and concerning their life, is because they're not operating in faith, and faith means right now. Now, it's also important to understand how faith works in this matter. Most of us can believe that we're walking or we're living in faith, but actually we're not living in faith. And what will cause the mindset to operate in is the lack of fear, or the manifestation of fear, for better words. Now, we oftentimes believe that in using faith, we can bring Jesus back to earth. And I want to make this statement, that your faith can never be used to bring Jesus back to earth. Your faith can never be used to bring Jesus back on earth. The reason why, because he is going to come whether you believe or not. Let's turn our Bibles really over to 1 John chapter 3, where I believe that this statement really can be backed up even more by the scriptures, and we can see what 1 John chapter 3 has to say concerning that. 1 John chapter 3, and let's look at the 3rd verse. It reads, and every man that has this hope in him purifies himself, even as he is pure. Whosoever committeth sin transgress also the law, for the sin is the transgression of the law. Now, let's look at this third verse, really. It says, and every man that have this hope in him purifies himself. Well, what is the hope? Verse 2 lets us know that, beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Obviously, this is referring to Christ. And this is the hope that we must never lose. Our hope is only used in this sense to bring Jesus Christ back, and it is not faith. Let's look back at Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1, because there's something else in this I want us to focus on, because we can get even a greater understanding when it comes to the meaning of faith. Let's focus on this. Let's focus on when it states not seen. Not seen. And when we focus on not seen, I want us to even look at the past, present, and even future tense of it. We are not just focusing on not seen, but we're focused on seen, saw, and understanding the purpose of this. See here, obviously, is not referring to your visibility alone. It is not referring to your visibility alone. For if it was referring to your visibility alone, then you have to tell me what then happened to Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder can't see. Would that nullify faith? Absolutely not. This is not referring to visibility alone. Rather, it is referring to how the human mind thinks, how you as a human being comprehend things. Let me give you another example. If I scream out your name, I will hear that you scream your name, and then I will understand what your name is. And then if I should take that name that you told me in the format of screaming at me, and then take that and say it to everyone else, they will understand what you said and what I heard. That is a form of understanding. You understood and I understood what she said or he said because it came through the channel of my hearing. So therefore, seeing here is representing the way you and I understand as a human being. And we call that our five senses. We understand through the realm of hearing. We understand through the realm of seeing. We understand through the realm of touching and tasting, and any other that I miss. But this is the fact that Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1 is giving us a clear understanding of what faith is. Faith here really deals with the way you perceive. Faith deals with the way you understand. It is important for you to understand that. Now, in our world, and when I mean our world, right here in the Tri-County area, we have an issue. And the issue is our educational system. And I'm going to show you even more when I say understanding that I'm not telling you a lie, but rather I'm telling you the honest truth here. Now, our educational system is at a low. It is at a dynamic low. And if we pull up the systematic format, you will see that our children is not suffering in mathematics, or our children is not suffering in English alone, but there is a part of their education that they're suffering even worse than mathematics and English. That is not reading, but it is reading comprehension. You see, folks don't have a problem with reading. No, that's not the issue. And that actually has never been the issue. The system doesn't mind you reading. But when you get to a point that you can understand what you're reading, now you're more powerful than ever. And we call that thing in the public education world reading comprehension. To be able to understand what you read. So therefore, the issue with most believers when it comes to the Bible is not reading the word, but being able to comprehend what they read. Yes, you might stay up all night long, flipping back and forth in scriptures, but the point of the matter